lost.
Let's take a picture. Oh, there it goes. Open it.
Yeah, there we go.
Sweet.
Technology.
And then,
Right, man? You would have known on this billboard I could have pulled something up on my phone.
so what
Ashley, I was about to give you a time check, I swear. But I knew it was under a couple of minutes. So, yeah, that's game. Cali Coalition coming ahead. I think it's 14-12. I thought they were going for 2 at the very end there. If they were going for 1, then it's 13-12. But either way, Cali Coalition pulls out in front.
little too nice to y'all. Now I gotta up price on y'all. Snake eyes on dice for y'all. Shoulders on ice for y'all. 8-6 all the hate. I won't get involved today. Got lost in the ball and A's. I'm flipping the balls. I'm flipping the. On record, off record. I still count wins when they got it. On record, off record. I let them take advantage. I was wildin'. On record, off record deals. Tell them talk to Colin for the quote. On record, off record. I still want the act, not the ghost. For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you. For the record, lab on me going all the way. For the record, ain't trying to make no time to waste. Running through it with the young influence, adolescent presence, I'm succumbing to it. I've been giving yeses when I shouldn't do it. I complete ejected, but the moves elusive and I'm barely moving, but I'm still gon' boost them. I can't work on winners when I know you're losing, so I work the winners and they throw the deuces. Guess I have to pivot, shooting no bazookas for the facts. I need racks, paper cash, fuck a tax, that's a joke. Tell them laugh, Uncle Sam, fuck out the bag. Brody plot, but get a whack. Contract, give me the max. I got laugh on my back. You ain't that, then it's raps. Whoa, whoa, whoa. For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't tryna grow, then it's done for you. For the record, lab on me going all the way. For the record, ain't tryna link, no time to waste. Facts, I need racks, paper cash, fuck a tax, that's a joke. Tell them laugh, Uncle Sam, fuck out the bag. Brody plot, but get a whack. Contract, give me the max. I got laugh on my back. You ain't that, then it's raps. Whoa, whoa, whoa. For the record, I'm done tryna make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't tryna grow, then it's done for you. For the record, lab on me going all the way. For the record, ain't tryna link, no time to waste. For the record.
That's a pick. Menace with the pick 6. Come say hi, my boy. Yeah. There we go, baby. There we go.
Thinking about doing a celebration in front of the camera.
For all you there still with us, thank you for tuning in. I think we're finally at a point where the wind's died down enough for us to chat on the mic for a little bit. Get some good audio.
I just lost some audio. Now it's cut to black.
If you cover the sensor on the
Back with
Now I want you guys to notice I just changed that score from 24 to 34. Miles, go to my ref over here, my man Jackie, please. That, everyone, for the record, was Jackie Wynn's fault. He told me the score update. He said 24 to 0. He came back to me later and said, you know what? I think I told you the wrong score. It's actually 34 to 0. So here we go. Right now, Menace are pretty much shutting out SOT. That last touchdown was a pick 6 from the Menace. So to the viewers, the live viewers right now, where are you chiming in from? I want to know. And you know what? I'll just put myself on the screen there so you can see me. I want to know who's talking. I want to know who's out there. I want to know who's watching. Sorry. Who's watching us? Who am I talking to? Chime in. Say you're still here. Let me know where you're from, where you're watching. Are you on the field right now? Are you at the tournament? Are you out of state? I hope there's some out of state listeners out here. And as you can notice, I'm kind of covering up the mic here. Obviously, wind, kind of an issue. But we're making it work. SOT with a little speed burst. Looks like they're down on the opposing 40-yard line. Should be a first down. Garrett, thank you for chiming in, man. Kansas repping. Awesome, bro. I'm so glad you're able to just chime in from one state over and check out this tournament today. That's why we're doing this, for everyone who cannot be here. Jennifer Pritchard, Jesse is your brother-in-law. Go Menace. Hell yeah. It's a good brother-in-law to have. He's an amazing dude. And check this out. The owner of PF3 and Best of the Best is also killing it on a squad that's doing quite well. I'll have to get the current scores and standings of all of the teams. I'd actually have to go across the field over to the PF3 and Juilliard Ward's tent. They have an entire spreadsheet, with running live macros and all kinds of stuff right now. It's just calculating. This is like a handmade tool that Corey Juilliard made, and it's pretty robust. But yeah, they've got all the scores, they've got all the tournament standings, team standings, all that type of stuff. So I won't be able to check that out until I get over there. Or if any of those guys are watching right now, if they could be so kind to come over to the booth and let me know, I'd be happy to give you guys an update on how the day is going. Tell you what the standings are. My man Jahar Staples, who showed up today as the main co-host of this live stream, he wasn't able to chime in today because of course we had all these wind issues, so he strapped up the GoPro to his chest and brought a microphone with him, and he's been running around capturing content of the tournament all day, doing interviews with players, coaches, pre-game, post-game, in-game. He's been doing a lot. So to my man Jahar, much love, man. Thanks for coming out and capturing that. We were going to put together a little post-tourney edit for all of you guys so you could see what you've been missing on everything outside of the live stream, because of course with this live stream we're only able to live stream one game at a time, and with 6 or 7 fields, one field at a time, it's just a sliver of what we've got going on. So thank you guys for chiming in. Garrett, score for the Liberty, I'm not 100% sure, but like I just mentioned, I'm going to get you guys some updates here soon. Tournament is not over. It's almost 5 o'clock. I believe we'll be going till at least 7:30. Up next, we've got Phantoms versus Rockers. That was supposed to be scheduled at 4 p.m. So obviously we're 50 minutes behind right now, and this current game, just ended. So the Rockers are about to start. We're 50 minutes behind. Stay with us. Jamie Barlow, any score on the Thundercats? Unfortunately, I don't have that. But as I mentioned, I'm going to try to get together with Corey, the man with the plan, the man with the master schedule, the official scorekeeper of this entire tournament. And I'm going to get some updates for everybody, a comprehensive update on the day. Stay tuned. For any of those just chiming in, we've got our second to last game of the day, at least as far as Field 8B is concerned. Some of these other games might be going a little bit longer. Some of them might be ending a little bit sooner. You know, it's just the way it goes. Some games go over a little bit. So yeah, second to last game of the day on field 8B. We're live streaming from Loveland Sports Park out in Loveland, Colorado.
Those green jerseys and was like thinking it was still Memphis out there.
So for those of you tuning in, Phantoms versus Rockers going down right now. And then after this, the last game of the day on field 8B, WWF versus the Phantoms. So they're coming on a doubleheader right now. Should be good. John, the other fields do not have live streaming. What we did have were a couple of individuals kind of roaming around taking pictures and videos and kind of live streaming directly to the PF3 not the website, but the PF3 Facebook at some point. So might want to check back there, see if anything's happening right now. There could be another live game on the PF3 Facebook, but I'm not 100% sure. Other than that, you know we'll be here at field 8B.
How long ago did you start doing that?
John, no doubt, man, no doubt. And so here's what we're going to do. Tomorrow, obviously the most prime game of the entire day is going to be at the championship field, which we're hoping is going to be on the turf field. There is one turf field here at Loveland Sports Park, and that it's just a little bit more removed from the rest of the fields, right? We've got to take a little trek to get there. So what I might do, we might set up the Turf Talk tent right over by the championship field, live stream all day. Hopefully by the time tomorrow rolls around, I'll have some other cameras feeding into this one live stream, right? Wirelessly beaming to my laptop here. If we can get that done, then we'll have a much more comprehensive review of everything that's going on here at the tournament. All comes down to technology and what I can figure out tonight. So hopefully we get that. But at any rate, I'll be out by the championship turf tomorrow, and we'll be, I think it'll be more like fields 10, 11, something like that. We'll be over on that side. So what I'll try to do is get you, everybody who's following along on the Turf Talk Facebook page, I'll try to get everybody a idea of what games we will be live streaming, and I'll try to post that to the PF3 website as well, just so you have an idea of what you're going to be watching tomorrow. Okay? hopefully that helps. Thanks for chiming in and tuning in as well. And yeah, looks like Gerald is on the hunt for the other live streams. Gerald, let me know. Let everyone here know if you find anything. It's just so people can toggle back and forth between the Rockers, Phantoms, and any other games that are being live streamed. My man, thank you. $52.80 Beast. Thank you for chiming in and watching. I know you've been watching over the past couple games and stuff, and a couple of weeks, I believe, back during the PF3 summer season. So thanks for chiming in. Thanks for watching. Keep watching. And John did a little bit of research. He's saying someone's telling him that there are no other live streams for the league, but individuals are live streaming to their individual Facebook pages. I'm assuming that means it's going to be hard to find those. I'm wondering if anyone does find those, if anyone can maybe see if there's a tag, someone is hashtagged best of the best 8. If someone has tagged PF3 Facebook page, any of that type of stuff. Let's find it. Guys, for anyone watching right now, you can see up at the top there, we've got Best of the Best 8 live. I'm showing you everywhere you can find us: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. It would mean a lot to me if you would sign up for any of those. Like if you want to go to YouTube and give me a little subscription there, that would be awesome. Build the page up a little bit, get the subscriptions rolling, and anytime we go live, you'll get the notification. Same thing with Facebook. Give us a follow. I'm assuming that you're going to be getting all of the notifications on Facebook of when we go live. Turf Talk TV, obviously, on Instagram. A little bit more visual, right? We don't have a whole lot of live feeds up on that one, but definitely some content there, so go check it out. Give us a follow. Twitter, we're not as active on Twitter, but we will be, and we're streaming from Twitter right now. So I know there's a few of you watching from Twitter. So for those of you who aren't and you are on Twitter, go follow us. Every little bit helps, and I appreciate you chiming in. Anyone who might not have been able to see that, Phantoms came through with an interception. So now Phantoms have the ball. Rockers on the defense. Little shovel pass to big man. Phantoms on the Rockers 30. My man Miles, could you scan? Can we show everyone kind of the depth of what's going on here? So we're on field 8. Okay, you can see across the way. We've got field 7 way down there. Field 8A in between us. Right now there's no games. Actually there is. I believe that's the Rage playing. Nope, that's not the Rage. Field 8A, Field 8B is what we're on. Field 9 all the way over to the left over there. Oh yeah, big play. We got to get that. Okay, here we go. Phantoms with the dip.
Celebration on the play.
And then we got a couple other fields across the way on the other side of, if you guys can see that red tent over there, red and blue tents, all the way across from the field from us. Across that parking lot, there's other games going down. Pretty big tournament. 36 teams in today. 22 from out of state. I like that pass. That was a no-look pass. I mean, he was trying to catch everyone off guard, acting like he was going out to a receiver on the outside, dished it to a receiver in the middle. If only they could have made that completion, I believe that would have been a touchdown. Looking like we got a 3rd and goal. Phantoms on the Rockers, I'd like to say 12-yard line. Yeah, looks like it's the 12-yard line right there. Number 13 lining up in gun. Again, he's good with that. I like that. So what this quarterback keeps doing, especially to the guys that are in front of him, the defenders that are kind of more on the line or maybe linebacker, he's looking at a different receiver, catching everyone off guard, throwing his arm up as if he's about to throw it to that receiver, but in reality, he's doing a no-look pass to a completely different receiver, which is pretty amazing that he's got that accuracy while he's not looking at the receiver. Sorry guys, giving my instructions to the cameraman. Fourth down. He is stopped short at the 1-yard line, and that's a turnover. Rockers starting from their own 1. Incomplete. Dishes it to the great Michael Parfit. However, a little too high. Incomplete. All right, we got Anthony Rankin, number 10. Rockers, let's see what we can do. Incomplete. But we got a flag. We got a flag. What could it be? Lots of chatter. Phantoms aren't happy. That's definitely a penalty on the Phantoms. Not quite sure what the call was. Vigil, thanks for chiming in. Game started about 30 minutes ago. Maybe 20, 25. So, I'd imagine we've got 20 left. And yeah, the game is still 0-0. Finally, it's cooled off. I think today's high might have been in the 90s, high 90s, 98, 97, something of that nature. And smoky too. For anyone not familiar, we've had some massive wildfires up in the mountains. Multiple wildfires, and they're, I don't know, 0% contained. So if you can see it, we're smoky out here. We've got smoke traveling in all the way from the Rocky Mountains, and everywhere you look, it's smoky. Good thing is we're kind of hidden by the sun, but it doesn't really change the fact that it's hot out here. So for any of the players that are out here from out of state, obviously altitude was one thing that they already had to compete with. Mix that with bad air quality, you know, it's not good. So I can imagine the out of state teams are, you know, they're hurting right now. Like to see how they do tomorrow. All right, Jared Burdick with the completion. looks like he made it down to about the 20 at least. Phantom's 20. So that'd be a first and goal right there. Michael Parfit with the amazing run. That might have been a good 40-yard carry. Good work, Parfit. So guys, if you're watching and you're looking for any score updates, go to Premier Flag Football Federation's Facebook page. Corey is posting certain scores. I'm not 100% sure if he's posting all final scores, but there are some up there.
For the record, for the record, for the record, for the record. Been a little too nice to y'all. Now I gotta up price on y'all. Snake eyes on dice for y'all. Shoulders on ice for y'all. 8-6 all the hay. I won't get involved today. Got lost in the ball and A's. I'm flipping the balls. I'm flipping the all record, off record. I still count wins when they got it. All record, off record. I let them take advantage. I was wildin'. All record, off record deals. Tell them talk to Colin for the quote. All record, off record. I still want to act, not the ghost. For the record, don't try to make y'all comfortable. For the record, we ain't trying to roll them stone for you. For the record, lab on me going all the way. For the record, ain't trying to make no time to waste. Running through it with the young influence, adolescent presence, I'm succumbing to it. I've been giving yeses when I shouldn't do it. I complete ejected, book the moves elusive, and I'm barely moving, but I'm still gon' boost 'em. I can't work on winners when I know you're losing, so I work the winners and they throw the deuces. Guess I have to pivot, shooting no bazookas for the facts. I need racks, paper, cash, fuck a tax. That's a joke. Tell 'em laugh. Uncle Sam, fuck out the bag. Brody plot, forget a whack. Contract, give me the max. I got laugh on my back. You ain't that, then it's raps. Whoa, whoa, whoa. For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow any stone for you. For the record, lab on me going all the way. For the record, ain't trying to link no time to waste. Facts, I need racks, paper, cash, fuck a tax. That's a joke. Tell 'em laugh. Uncle Sam, fuck out the bag. Brody plot, forget a whack. Contract, give me the max. I got laugh on my back. You ain't that, then it's Whoa, whoa, whoa. For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you. For the record, lab on me going all the way. For the record, ain't trying to link, no time to waste. For the record.
Celebration! That was a nice TD.
Touchdown, Phantoms.
Not a crazy game win over there by Red. They must have just scored the last touchdown.
Wow, yeah, they did.
Because they just scored a TD and now we're just going ballistic.
Phantoms making it a one possession game. It's 10-18. From what I can tell, we're going for one. Ball is up, no good.
So in this league, what class?
So from what we could tell, extra point conversion was good. That appeared to be one. So right now we're rolling with 18-11. If I'm wrong, I'm off by one. Could be 18-12. Rockers on top.
He did.
38, not happy. He's saying he got through untouched. Well, I don't see his flag, but of course, if the flag comes off from your own doing, and you get touched, then you're down. He claims he didn't get touched. I think the refs beg to differ. So Derek, that is a good question. Okay, how do they have 11 points? So basically, when we asked the refs for a score update, the last score we got was 18-4. So 18 Rockers, 4 Phantom. Phantom just scored a touchdown, puts us at 10. And I believe they were going for 1 extra point. It was honestly too far away for me to tell if it was 1 or 2. I would imagine they'd go for 1. But they got it. So that puts it at Rockers 18, Phantom 11. That's my explanation. If I'm off, like I mentioned, I could be off by 1 point if they went for 2 and got the 2. But I think they went for 1. That is the better question, for sure. That I don't know, because I didn't see a safety. And I'm not sure where that 4 is coming from. That came straight from Larry. So, we'll have to ask. By the way, I want to show everyone these sweet gaiters that have been made. Compliments of Corey Juilliard at Juilliard Awards. Obviously, he's got the branding down. Any gaiters that were made with this type of branding out here, this one is for the Zebra Union. There are plenty of these that have been made for all of the teams that requested them, customized with individual players' names and numbers, etc. These gaiters can still be ordered through Juilliard Awards. We will make sure and post something on the PF3 Facebook page so that if you want to place an order, you can get your order in even after the tournament ends. Let me switch this to the main cam here. How bad are these?
Still 4th down, 3 yards, I'm pretty sure.
Raylan, great question. I think that's the question of the day right there. What are the favorites for tomorrow? What teams are we looking at that have been doing the best here? So I've got this little spreadsheet up. This is something that was posted to the PF3 Facebook page about an hour ago, maybe an hour and a half ago. So these are fairly up to date. I do see some pools here that don't have any kind of updated information, and I'm just assuming that that's because Corey has been waiting on the individual scorekeeper to let him know what's been happening in that particular pool. However, let's start off. We've got 9 pools playing today. I'm going to go pool by pool and let you know who's on top. So, pool 1, we had the Monstars out of Nevada, Huskers, well known from Colorado, EA Strays, also well known but from Georgia. No Talent from Colorado. That's pool 1. Monsters, Huskers, EA Strays, and No Talent. Well, let's go backwards on that. No Talent at the moment, they are at a 0-2 record. So 0-2. EA Strays also 0-2. Now I recognize that there's 3 games that individual teams are playing here today, but what I've got here is the win-loss record as has been updated for the past hour and a half. Huskers, 2 wins, 0 losses. Monstars, 2 wins, 0 losses. Point differential on that. Monsters up 46, Huskers 38. So Monsters are on top in Pool 1. Unfortunately for Pool 2, there is no information updated as of yet, but for Pool 2, we've got Cali Coalition. Phantoms from Illinois. Cali Coalition, obviously, from California. Phantoms from Illinois. Rockers, who we are watching right now, from Colorado. And WWF from Nevada. That's Pool 2. I don't have any updates from that game. Or from any of their games for today. Pool 3. Georgia United. Goon City from Colorado. Again, Georgia United from Georgia. Okay. Thundercats out of Utah. And Disciples. On top in Pool 3, Georgia United with a 2-0 win-loss record. Goon City and Thundercats 1-1. And Disciples from Colorado 0-2. Pool 4, STV from Ohio, Outlaws from Washington, Misfits from Nevada, and Lightning from Colorado. STV on top, 3 games, 1, none lost. Outlaws from Washington, 2 games won, 1 game lost. Thundercats from Utah, 1-1. Disciples again 0-2. So the favorite in Pool 3 is Georgia United. Or sorry, favorite in Pool 4 is STV from Ohio. They're at a 70-point differential, and from what I can tell, they're locked in for tomorrow's playoffs. Outlaws potentially as well. Pool 5. Texas versus everyone. New Dynasty from AZ. Chiefs from Colorado. Salina Liberty from Kansas. Texas versus everyone sitting at 0-1. Remember, this is as I'm... Sorry. This is as I'm reading it, so these might not be updated. As current as they could be. Texas versus everyone 0-1. New Dynasty from Arizona 1-0. Chiefs 1-0. Salina Liberty 0-1. Pool 6, main event from New York. CV Demons from California, VIP from Colorado, and Lycans from Colorado. No info on Pool 6. Pool 7, Playboy Bunnies from Nevada. CTS from Colorado. Obviously, CTS coming off of a great season in the PF3 Summer 2020 League. Taking that entire playoff run. We've also got Mocan from Kansas. Also Missouri. So I'm assuming that that's a mix of people from Kansas and Missouri. Mocan. Mile High Sting from Colorado. So Pool 7, Playboy Bunnies are up 2-1. CTS also sitting at 2-1. That's 2 wins, 1 loss. Mocan sitting at 2-1 as well. Mile High Sting sitting at 0-3. My guess here is the Playboy Bunnies and CTS, as they sit right now, they're tied for Pool Pool 7. However, Playboy Bunnies, the point differential there, Playboy Bunnies are up 41 points, CTS a positive 32. Still, very small margin of error. Pool 8, Sick With It from Nevada, Menace from Colorado, Vanilla Gorillas from Illinois, SOT from Colorado. That's Pool 8. Who's on top? Both Sick With It and Menace are sitting at 1-0, at least as that's being reported. Obviously, they've played more games than that. Vanilla Gorillas 1-1, SOT 0-2. Pool 9, Black Shirts from Illinois. I've seen some games from them today. They're sitting at 3-0. I believe their spot is locked in. Grizzly City from California, 1-1 and 1. So they have 1 win, 1 loss, 1 tie. Bulls from Colorado, 1-1 and 1 as well. Rage 0-3. Sitting at the highest negative point differential out of the entire tournament. Looking at a negative 104. Second to last in that negative point differential is Mile High Sting at a negative 101. So, big teams to pay attention to, at least as it's being reported from the most recent updates. STV from Ohio, Outlaws from Washington, Playboy Bunnies from Nevada, CTS from Colorado, Black Shirts from Illinois, Grizzly City from California. I would love to see what's going on in the Cali Coalition Phantoms pool. And then, of course, in Pool 1, Huskers and Monstars. So hopefully, Raylan, that answers some of your questions. I know that's a lot of information to digest and incomplete information as well because, of course, this was updated about an hour and a half ago and a lot has happened since then. So at the end of the game day today, we'll go through and compile the list and report to you. Sound good? Corey, the only information I have on Texas versus everyone right now is that they've got 1 loss. So they were sitting at a 0 games won, 0 games tied, 1 loss. So obviously they've played at least 2 more games. Hope to get an answer for you shortly. Yep.
Test, test, test.
Test, test.
Test, test. Looks like we're in.
So, Miles is on his drone.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so for those of you still here, you got the drone in the background. My man Miles is overhead flying this FPV type drone. If you want to go follow along right now, Tree FPV. Nice. Yep, you can see that thing, huh? This guy's skilled. I don't know if you guys saw this earlier or not, but during that during the Menace game previous to the Rockers, we were flying that drone and that thing died midair and fell on the field. So we kind of had to stop the game real quick and go grab the little drone there. So.
Oh, looks like Rockers are again over on Field 9.
Yep, and for everyone, Vigil just chiming in, Rockers 2-0. That sounds about right because Rockers are on the Field 9 right now, about to play.
Yeah, looks like they're getting set up over here.
Anyway, back in the booth with me, we got Jahar Staples. You all haven't had a chance to hear from Jahar today, and I already explained why. He was on a mission, and he was doing some good stuff, capturing some great content while we were kind of down and out from all this heat exposure and wind, issue. So now he's back. We got one game left for the day. At least for Field 8B. And I'm assuming that on all these other fields, we're finishing up the last games of the day as well.
Hey, he mentioned some great content, down below. We were speaking, I was talking to some of the Huskers. I caught up with a lot of guys down there, but I went to go speak to the defending champs in the Huskers. I think that they might be going by the Huskers or the Buskers. I didn't make that clear, but I spoke to a lot of them. I spoke to RD Barcelo, spoke with Antoine, spoke with Juju as well. Those guys, the Huskers, everyone out here knows that that's the team that you want to beat. Not only because they're defending champs, but they have a chip on their shoulder. They don't feel like they have to defend what they did last year. And so they're kind of playing with a chip on their shoulder in a good chip, just, hey, we don't have to come out here and prove anything at all. That's a great catch over there by Cali Coalition for 6 there. They just don't believe that they have to come out here and prove anything. They just, they're going to play football. Artie said he feels very comfortable being surrounded by Hall of Famers in flag football, which they do have a lot of those. And so, that can be dangerous. I also was talking to Juju, and we were talking about just the timing of some of their plays, and if they had to change their style a little bit, because they have a different style because there's 2 teams in one. And so no, Juju said no, absolutely, that is not their game plan, and they don't feel like they have to change their game plan to play a perfect game.
Right.
And hey, they went 3-0 today. I know they scored a lot of points, but what they told me, it sounded like it was just on par on what they did today. So I know a lot of teams out here are going to be gunning for the Huskers. I don't know it comes down to a point differential, but the Huskers at the end of the day, that's who they want to be, because they know that that's the team that, man, that team can catch up on you quick.
Absolutely, and well known nationwide as well. When it comes down to it, when you're talking about changing gameplay, and of course trying to adjust to maybe new teams and people you haven't seen before, I've mentioned it in the past, it could be dangerous. Like you think you might want to change something up, but if whatever's been working for you is something that's been working for a while, there's no need to change much at all. If what you've been doing lately has been working, then maybe you've got to rethink your strategy a little bit and figure out, is this is this a best of the best tournament worthy performance? Is this a plan that's going to get us through to the end? Obviously, there's so many games that are being played. I think each team in the pool play today plays at least 3 games, right?
Yeah. I think they play 3 games, 2 to 3 games, one of those for seeding.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow we've got some bracket play.
Gian, some of the, and you had mentioned that bracket play. I was telling guys as I was walking around a little bit earlier, catching up with all 36 of these teams, I asked them, hey, your mentality can't be, hey, you guys are going to come out here and lose 2 games in the beginning and win one, and then come back tomorrow confident, ready to win the championship. You got to start off on a good foot here. You got to come out game 1, even though it's playing for seeding. You remember the pot for this is $6,400. It could be a lump sum a little bit more than that, but the pot here is $6,400, and that's for the A division. These guys aren't coming in state just to play football. They love playing football. That's why they're here. That's one component of why they're here. But they want to get into the A division, particularly because that's where the pot is, but that's also where the best of the best is. You get the best of the best at the overall tournament, especially in day 1, when you have that opportunity to seed yourself and see other teams. But once you get into day 2, it's not about seeding. It's single elimination. You are seeded already, so you have to face what's in front of you and hope you don't die. And so some of these teams here, they have to realize that, hey, just because we can't come out here and say, hey, we lost 2, we've got another day. That's not how it works. Right. These guys got to start off fast. You got to start off winning in the best of the best. When you got 2 days to do it, you got to start off day 1 hot. And hey, the Huskers, Cali Coalition over here against the Rockers, they're all of them doing a great job of starting off hot where they need to in order to get into day 2, into that championship Sunday, because that's going to be a tough one. The top 8 teams, best of the best tournament.
Indeed.
That's going to be it's going to be an intense and a great championship game. There's a deep one from WWF, and that is a no catch. He did not catch it.
So we're just starting off WWF Phantoms. Last game of the day here on 8B. So we'll try to give you some good commentary throughout the day throughout the game, since we haven't been throughout the day. Obviously, it's just been more of, little peek into the live action of Field 8B here. So anyway, tomorrow, as I mentioned, we're going to be down over by the championship turf. That'll be more on the south side of the Loveland Sports Complex. And hopefully we'll get a little bit different look tomorrow from all vantage points. So from the view to, the wind and smoke and all the issues that we were dealing with today, I'm hoping that we'll be able to find a spot that will allow us to kind of dummy-proof all that.
And Gian, you see just behind us, it's smoky out here still. We were out here at 9 a.m. It's still smoky. The governor just put in an open fire ban to kind of mitigate some of the fire. Not necessarily for best of the best, but look, it hasn't worked really all week. The fires haven't been mitigated. They've almost essentially gotten a little worse coming into this weekend. So these guys the Colorado teams in particular, do have an upper hand as far as the elevation and getting acclimated quickly, because all the teams that are used to traveling into Colorado do understand that.
Indeed.
But the teams that are from Colorado, they also aren't used to playing in smoky weather. So it's different for these guys to keep their lungs and keep the capacity of their lungs, and that's why you see some of these rosters are a little bit deeper than what you would see in a local league, because they need they need the depth in their numbers in order to come out here and compete, especially with this weather. So you can see behind us, though, it's extremely foggy. The fires are about 40 miles west of where we are. It's coming in hot. The wind's been blowing a little bit, not so much right now, but early in the day, the wind was blowing, southwest a little bit. So it was coming in, or southeast, it was coming our way. And so now we're seeing kind of the settlement of that smoke, and we've come to the last couple of games, but we'll see how these guys rest, come back tomorrow after all of this, and then we'll see who comes out on top.
Indeed.
This is tough. This is no joke weather to be playing in, and I commend all these guys for coming out and playing in it too.
Agreed. Yep, we definitely hit the high 90s today. So speaking of your trip around the field today, what team would you say, maybe one, maybe two, what team would you say came the most stacked in terms of numbers? Was there one that stood out, or was there one that stood out that was like, wow, they don't really have a huge sideline over there, or a huge bench, right? Did some people come stacked and some people came real skinny and kept their core crew, or what are you seeing? What are the average numbers you're seeing out there?
Yeah, I talked to, like I said, all 36 teams. I talked to one of the new teams. They are their first year out here. They're called New Dynasty. They're out of Arizona. They're pretty deep. They're over here playing at Field 8, Field 8, 8A. They're pretty deep roster. But, like I said, I can't really evaluate who's the deepest team, because these teams combine. They combine teams. They bring in one or two teams, and they make them themselves one, or they kind of pick from other teams. And so they bring, maybe an extra 10 guys. So in that respect, all of these teams are pretty deep. None of them are short-handed. I think the shortest-handed team that I saw was probably in the Disciples. Okay. They're already battling a talent thing already over there. They're doing great. D-Row is trying to keep that team going and keep them in the mix. They're back at best of the best to revamp their performance from a couple of years ago back here. And so that they're probably on the short end of the stick, and they kind of short-ended themselves. Every other team out here, I feel like, has the numbers to be able to compete for 2 days. You got to remember, these guys are playing for 2 days, all day long. And so, it's really tough when you come like that and you only have 15 guys show up, and you got to play 2 days. Then you're asking guys to play full time,
and sometimes both sides of the field.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's, I think, if you're going into the championship games, I mean, you're looking at a good 7-8 games total throughout the weekend, maybe even higher. Actually, I think we were talking with Jesse about this. It's almost getting up to double digits there in terms of the number of games that a team will be playing if they make it to the championships. So,
a lot of games. A lot of games, and
gotta stay hydrated.
Yeah, gotta stay hydrated. Need the lungs. Need the players.
That's right.
That's the thing. You need the players, and so to answer your question a little better. I've seen all of the teams out here. I think it's pretty even, though. I think it's pretty even. I'm not even gonna. I don't know how to. There he goes, and he is down there for 6.
Phantom.
There he goes.
Number. Can't see that far. 60 something.
That's just a move. We can't really see it. He's on the other side of the field, but that's a great move.
Phantom up 6-0. First team to put points on the board.
Not entirely sure if you guys were able to catch the audience, but what he just took it to the side, up the sideline, got a couple blocks there, and just took it up the field for 6. It's a great move.
So, of course, remember, we've got Extra Point we've got 2 extra points and we've got 3 extra points. So, extra point.
That was a great catch by New Dynasty from Arizona over at 8A. You can't see them, but that was a great catch. They're scoring over there. They're making a lot of noise. You're
Yeah.
going to hear about New Dynasty a lot. I don't know how many games they've won so far, but we might hear about a New Dynasty
That's right.
by the end of this weekend. They said their captain, his name is Nick. I spoke with him. I caught up with him while I was walking around, and I asked him just, hey, what's the mentality? Where are you guys gonna be at the end of this tournament? He said, hey, we're new. We're out of Arizona. There was an old team that came out of Arizona. We're not that team. We're here to win it. This is our first year. We're a New Dynasty. They don't know about us. We don't know about them. We plan to be in the championship on Sunday, so we'll see. New Dynasty.
There you go.
They're balling out.
The
Good for
last
them.
update that I got, at least what was posted a couple hours ago from Corey Juilliard, in the Pool 5 bracket was a little bit behind on updating their scores, but they were looking, New Dynasty was 1-0. So I'm assuming that at this
1-0.
point, they're either sitting at 2-1 or 3-0.
Yeah, his goal, Nick, again, going back to Nick in our conversation, he said, our goal is to go 3-0. At that time, they had just completed their first game and they won. So I'm not. This would be, I believe, maybe their third game.
Okay.
And so I don't know if they lost the one previous to that, but he said the goal is to go 3-0. They started off hot, game 1. So
Ooh, Miles.
there it goes.
Camera.
Yes. There it goes. There it goes. What a catch, and he's down and he's injured after a great catch. That was a phenomenal catch. That's a WWF athlete there. We've got number 12, no name. Hey, but that was a great catch. It looks like he's got some kind of cramp or something there. Probably just get him to the sideline, get him hydrated, get him back out there.
Yeah, he's hobbling off a little bit.
Yeah.
He'll shake it off.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like he wants to leave the field, so.
Hey, speaking of Corey, too, I caught up with Corey, too, while I was over there. Just, talking about best of the best and where it's going to go and the future of it and, teams participating. And he's done a phenomenal job. I had no idea that best of the best came from trying to persuade teams, essentially, to come and play for us because
Right.
we're new. But, hey, come and play. We're going to be the best of the best, exactly what they are.
Right.
But I had no idea that it had gone back so far, and he put so much effort almost by himself to pretty much develop his dream. And,
100%.
What a dream to come out here and let guys play football. And we're blessed to be out here in the first place during these times. But
Yep, and it's good to see the dynasty live on. Of course, he passed the baton to our man Jesse Eaton of the Colorado Menace.
Yeah, and he's doing a great job in PF3.
Right.
Doing a great job.
Running the Premier Flag Football Federation, taking the baton from Corey and turning it into something that is just growing at quite a quick rate compared to what I've seen in the first maybe 4 or 5 years of the league. So it's good to see that someone fresh can come in and take it and give it a little bit of new blood. And then of course the best of the best tournament just keeps growing. So
there's a screen to the right. and there he's gone.
Boy, WWF about to make that. Stopped at the 2nd-yard line. WWF looking to tie that game up.
Wow, he pulled his flag at the 2-yard line. That was a incredible pull. I thought he was gone.
Yeah.
Looks like the referee's calling him down there. What a flag pull by number 21.
Yeah,
Who's that?
he put on the
Is that-
speed
yeah,
burst
number
right
21
there.
This is their last game. This is their last game. They're wanting to go all out here. They've got to win, like I said, to get into that A division. So you're going to see a battle out of WWF. This team, I'm a little bit familiar with this team. I've seen them travel with FFWCT. I saw them down in Texas last year. And, they're a great team. You can underestimate them, and they will score. And they might do it here. What a play.
Close,
What a play.
but not quite. I believe we're at 6-6. I didn't see if the Phantom had completed that extra point conversion.
You heard 39 just tell 20, you go or you don't go. No, you can't be hesitant. You got to. Hey,
Can't half step.
You can't. Once you get past the offensive lineman, that's half your battle. Now, someone like Artie, once you get past the lineman, you still are in the full battle because someone like Artie can let it just go at any second, any moment, or get around you and run, use his legs.
That's right.
But what 39 just said to 20 conveys exactly what flag football essentially is you got to go or don't go. Make your decision quickly. There's an incomplete pass there. Number 11 looked like he was stumbling out of bounds.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of teams today reprimanding other individuals on the team when mistakes are made, and of course tensions are high, and you gotta bring the A game. So I've seen a lot of leaders on various teams kind of come down on some of their other players, and of course, you know what I've seen is nothing but positive attitudes because they don't get into a little bickering argument and stuff like that. They look to their leader and they say, "You're right. I will correct that on the next play." Yeah. So. Glad to see that. Glad to see that. Tensions are high, but they're not getting too out of control out here. It's just a mentality that is needed when you're under pressure and you're trying to win a tournament like this.
Sure, and you need that. I rather you don't have a little bit of the extra grit. You'll lose.
Right.
You'll lose in a tournament like this. You got to have every bit of grit, every ounce of grit out here on the field, and that means picking your athletes, your top athletes to be out here competing with some of the best receivers, because really that's what this league is, and flag football in general is. It's a passing game.
Indeed, and we've got
a touchdown.
Now. Yep, there we go.
Touchdown WWF.
Now that might be their 6, because I threw 6 on the board earlier for it.
This is their first touchdown this way.
There you go.
Like I just said, WWF was going to find the end zone. It took them a couple more plays, but they get inside the red zone. They're usually scoring, and it's sometimes you don't often see teams that can stop this team in the red zone. We'll see what they can do here for the extra point.
Looks like we're going for 1. Starting off at the 2-yard line, and extra point is good.
Extra point is good.
WWF pulling ahead by 1. Phantoms down 6-7.
China, number 5. China. Got your shout out, China. There's an interception on field 8 in the end zone for safety. Touchback. I'm not entirely sure what the score is. I've been paying attention a little bit over to the field on our left, the Rockers and Cali Coalition. That's a matchup.
Boom.
There's Dylan for a catch and lateral. That's a big game to want to watch. That's a big game there over at Cali Coalition and the Rockers. Those are 2 great teams. I'm not sure if the Rockers have gone up against Cali Coalition ever, too. So that's some good competition for them.
Yes,
and
indeed.
Pat. And I talked to Pat. I caught up with Pat as well.
Nice.
Quarterback of the Rockers, and he, if anyone knows, that's a great organization. Plenty of success, and 3-man, 4-man. They literally play 2-man. They play it all.
Yep.
But Pat is one of the, he's one of the greatest arms in Colorado. He's just well-rounded quarterback and likable guy.
Indeed. A legend in the PF3 for sure.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned, other leagues around Colorado.
Yeah.
Deep bomb. Yeah, oh my goodness. Complete, number 85 on the Phantoms.
He caught it. WWF might be in trouble, though, here. See, we didn't see these kind of plays earlier. We saw a couple plays like this, but we didn't see plays go deep as much earlier in the day because of that wind, and it kind of prohibited some of those throws. So teams started to get away from it. It disrupted it a lot, and so now the wind has stopped a little bit, and these guys are in game 3. You're going to start seeing some of those deep passes like we just saw a second ago.
That's right. I'm happy to see it.
That was a big play.
Getting some love from Flag Football TV. They've been sharing our stuff all day. Flag Football TV, thank you so much. Vigil family chiming in. Loving how they can just chill at home and watch these games from bed. And that's the whole point about this, is so that everyone can chime in from the field, from a different state, from down the street. Who cares? I'm glad that we've got some people watching, and we're able to provide you some entertainment along with some good views of today's tournament. So thanks for tuning in. Not 100% sure, but it looks like that extra point was no good. Sitting at 12-7, Phantoms up by 5. Chris Caldwell chiming in from Facebook. How is Texas versus everyone faring? Well, let me see here. I believe the last update I had was maybe a little bit incomplete. So one sec.
While Gion's looking for that, hey, you guys, any players watching today, or if you're in Colorado and you're just watching your family play it at the Best of the Best tournament, you can. There's free cheesy bread. There's free cheesy bread to grab. Yes, there's free cheesy bread. If you mention Best of the Best, you will get hooked up with free cheesy bread. That is only located at Perry's in Johnstown. That number or that address at Perry's is 4874 Thompson Parkway in Johnson. That is going to be only valid at that Perry's in Johnstown, but you have to mention Best of the Best and get your free cheesy bread with any purchase. So head over to Perry's Tap House Pizza and Tap House and get yourself some free cheesy bread.
I will be doing that.
That's for sure.
After we get packed up.
Sounds good to me.
Matthew Rivers chiming in and letting us know this sets the standard for all tournaments when it comes to media coverage. He's saying that FFWCT could. I'm hoping they do. And actually, I'm hoping maybe they reach out to us over here at Turf Talk.
Yeah, we're ready to go.
We can work something out.
We're ready to go.
But yes, I agree. The live stream, the footage, I mean, we haven't even tapped into the capabilities that I've been trying to lace into this program. We've tried, we failed, had a lot of technical difficulties here. I want to get you drone footage live. I want to get you on the field footage live. I want to get you multiple angles, including booth angles, field angles, zoom angles, close-ups, everything.
Cali Coalition, there you go.
So Matthew, thank you.
Attack it down the field. Thank you, Matthew. Yeah, tell FFWCT, tell them all. Let us know. John here's been doing a great job setting this all up, making sure that we're delivering you guys great content at Best of the Best and during PF3. So you let us know. We'll be there. I think we're all in for that. So reach out to us.
We'll travel.
Yes, we will indeed. We'll cover it all.
All right, so WWF trying to make their way back up the field. Phantoms with a long bomb. That must have been a 60-yard touchdown, I believe, at least. You know what? I never answered Chris's question. Chris, I apologize. I was trying to find the latest stats for you on how Texas versus everyone was doing. I do have an update as of an hour ago that when they played New Dynasty, they lost 6-12. Prior to that, they were sitting at 0-1. So that means they're sitting at least 0-2. At best, could be 1-2. Hopefully not 0-3.
It's been fun walking around here and catching up with some of these guys and just kind of getting into their head and see where they're at. You know, obviously they could have easily been distracted by the smoke. They could have easily been distracted or frustrated. But, you know, because there's smoke around and it's so heavy, it's not like it's a little bit of smoke. And so it's been really good and fun to just walk around and get into some of these guys' head and figure out, what's the mentality of your entire team, and how do you guys plan on getting over the hump of any distraction? And the answers that I get from some of the players are very interesting, and you see it as soon as I ask them, and then they play. You see exactly what they told me relay in the game, and so it's a cool message thread because you see it being pushed into the team, and when you see it, you actually know that things are being implemented and what they're saying is real.
Indeed.
And so it's really cool to just walk around and talk to some of these guys and just to get to know them.
Yes, sir.
It's been fun. It's been real. No worries. No worries. I hope you guys heard me.
So it is 6:34 p.m. in Loveland, Colorado. Oh, look at the Rockers go.
Yeah.
Oh, he just got hit from behind.
Yeah, that was Eric.
And that's no bueno. You can't do that here.
Hey, no flag. They call it clean. He said he was coming from behind.
Yeah, but
a little bit of contact.
I saw a little bit of contact. I saw a little bit of intentional, shoving from behind, but that's all good.
I hear that a lot, Gian. Yeah. I hear that a lot. There's an interception. Cali Coalition just took it for 6.
Nice.
Yeah, no, I hear that a lot. Yeah.
Hey, Miles, to the right, to the right, to the right, to the right. Oh, wait. And actually, give me a shot of that sun real quick. For anyone who's out of state, I want you guys to see what our sunsets look like now that we've got all this smoke and fire everywhere.
Yeah, if there's one good thing out of the smoke, it's the sunset.
I don't think the color's coming through on this, but it is blood orange right now. I mean, once this thing tries to creep up behind the mountains, which actually you guys should be seeing mountains back there. We're looking west. You should be seeing mountains. We're in Colorado. You can't see any mountains. You can't see anything. It looks like we're, in the middle of flat plains. You can kind of see a little mountain peeking out there, but that's nothing big. There should be massive 14ers over there. All right, back to the game, Miles. Back to the game. Thank you. We just got a...
A lateral, and there's a lateral for 6.
Look like a tip drill, WWF coming through on another pick 6. Got called back maybe. Nope, you got to go all the way to the end zone, brother.
You almost slipped.
Got to go to the end zone, brother.
You almost got away with that. You almost got away. Oh, that's too funny.
It takes me back to gym class when kids would not go all the way the line. They'd just barely make it and not even touch, Got to go all the way to get the points. It's the end of the day here, and a lot of the people have kind of shuttled home, but I'd say the energy on these 3 fields is higher than what I've heard all day on these 3 fields.
Well, like I said, they're at the end of the day. These guys are deep into their games already.
Yep.
If there's any games that matter the most, it's going to be these last games, And so that's what we're going to see. We're going to see a little bit more chattering, and a little bit more deeper plays too, because there's no more wind. So we're going to see those long tosses, and with long tosses, you're susceptible for an interception and a pick 6 because this field is so wide. You only have 8 guys on the field at one time. So it's easy. You get an interception here. You got 8 guys on the field. You get an interception. You've got a wide open field. You take it off. You go for 6. We've probably seen 2 or 3 pick 6s already in just these 2 fields. So we're going to see that.
So it looks like on that extra point conversion, that got fluttered by what appears to be a sack.
There's another pick. There's another one over at this field here, field 8A.
Picks all day.
Picks all day.
So currently we're sitting at 13-12, WWF up by 1. At least that's the scores I've got. Of course, everyone watching right now, sitting over here in the booth. We don't have the official score coming from the refs, right? We've got to check in every quarter or so. So bear with us. Scores are more or less accurate. We're providing some good programming and commentary here and camera footage, and of course the scores are really something that we're trying to observe for you and report. So,
You know, something we don't talk about enough are quarterbacks. Quarterbacks, and particularly these kind of games or tournaments, they're playing all day long, throwing the rock all day long.
Yep.
You know, by the time they get to game 3 and they know in their head, they know that they have day 2 to still finish, you know, some of these guys' arms and having to just be in your head, you know, it's tough.
Yep.
It's tough to play quarterback.
Arms are dead. Have you ever, you know, if anyone who has played baseball before, if you ever pitched in baseball, you know there's a limit on how many pitches they will allow their pitcher to pitch, because it ends up tearing up that arm. And of course that can happen in football. Cali Coalition and Rockers, it seems like things are getting a little heated over there.
Yeah.
And right now we're on halftime for WWF versus Phantoms.
Rockers are having a little bit of issue over there against Cali Coalition. They just keep getting pushed further and further back. Pat can't find he's a great quarterback, and I repeat myself, a great quarterback. But he stays in the pocket. That's his delivery. That's his delivery choice. Is he stays in the pocket. It's kind of like Tom Brady. And so if he can't find a receiver open, he's still in that pocket. You see what's going on now against a great team like Cali Coalition. They just keep pushing them further and further back. So now they've got to go down the field, possibly get 2 cones to get a first down here. We're going to take you guys over there for a bit.
Rockers, Pat,
See,
deep
there's that
pass.
throw, and there goes another interception. You just, it's tough. It's tough. And, you know, I know that they're doing everything that they can late in the day, but it's tough to play a team like that at the end of the day, especially when you're just in the pocket. You can't get out of the pocket. That's not to Pat's fault. He can't get out of it. I've seen him already try to get away from some of those slippery sackers, but he just can't get out of the pocket. So we're back here at the middle field here, getting ready to take the ball down. What's this team now again? Phantoms. Phantom.
Yep.
Getting ready to see them take the ball back down. Same way. They said, same way, please.
Dipping.
Dipping. Speaking of dip, I was speaking with Antoine earlier too. The king of dipping. He's probably known nationally.
Invented
now.
the dip.
Yeah, I was speaking to him about if he had already, if we would see one today. He had already done it. And we missed it, but he said he was successful. He was able to tiptoe. Oh, Cali Coalition again, down deep, maybe for another 6.
Oh boy.
Just tough. He said he already did it and it was successful, so you guys look for day 2, Antoine, for that dip. That is something. Something special. Not all of us can do that.
No, and you know who? I've seen some bigger guys starting to get into that too. It's something I typically saw from kind of the smaller, quicker, faster guys that were a little bit more agile. I am seeing the dips coming from these tall, lanky fellas, and in certain cases, it's working.
Hey, Gian, don't you like to see that? Our big guys are dipping now.
That's right.
You like to see that. Flag football is just opening a new can of worms, and these big guys are getting involved. They said, hey, we don't want to just block. We can do more than block and sometimes catch. We can dip a little bit.
Right.
So it's nice to see that. There's another bomb.
And that is good for
Gian,
6.
how many times are we going to call this? Deep ball.
Deep ball.
Deep ball. Deep ball.
Complete for another 6.
Deep ball.
All right.
Some of these teams that played earlier in the day are used to now playing short ball. They're not used to playing this deep ball.
Right.
Now you're getting sucked in deep ball. We just keep calling it deep ball, deep ball, deep ball.
That's
if we
right.
could tell them, maybe they start guarding it. Deep ball.
I think everyone just wants to test out this altitude a little bit.
Hey,
you know?
maybe. Hey, that ball is definitely carrying in the altitude. The trajectory looks nice.
Oh, what's happening over there on the Chiefs game?
We've just got action.
Wow.
We've got action just. We need multiple cameras for you guys. Hey, you let FFWCT know. We're available. We're available. We're ready. We are ready. They do a great job, though. Their FFWCT does a really good job running some of their national tournaments. They run really big ones, very exciting. Media day, all that stuff. It's really fun just to be out there in this environment. Most of these teams are here that play in those FFWCT tournaments. Most of them are also competing here in Colorado. So, yeah, both of these tournaments are kind of two and the same.
Yep. And the PF3 and Best of the Best, definitely affiliates of the FFWCT. Not sure about the details, but I do believe that some of the winners here, obviously the top spot, but maybe even second or third place in the division, get a not all expenses, but a buy-in to the FFWCT.
Yeah, so they'll
all
get,
expenses is pushing it a little bit.
Yeah, they'll get a credit essentially to head over to FFWCT.
Cool.
It's one of those national tournaments.
Yep.
If they win here at Best of the Best, so the Best of the Best does work closely with FFWCT to give you kind of an idea of where the two tournaments stand as far as competitiveness.
Yep.
And so they're working together, and you win here, you head out to FFWCT, which, like I said, is just a very exciting event, flag football tournament.
Cool.
And
Do
these
you
guys
know
are
about
looking
how
forward to
big that is? Do you know how many teams usually join in an FFWCT tournament?
Yeah, I mean, they have over 700 teams sometimes.
Okay.
In their
Different divisions.
World Championships. Oh yeah, they've got youth all the way up to, of course, the adult. But they run it all, and so they've got every formation, format. They've got, like I said, from youth, women's, men's.
Yep.
So there are a lot of teams, and they've seen teams from Mexico, from Japan. There's teams all over the world that come to that tournament, and so they run smaller ones, but they also run really large ones.
Yep.
And so yeah, upwards of 700-800 teams sometimes. You can get lost. You can get lost in that.
That's over 20 times the amount of teams that we're seeing today.
Yeah.
Obviously broken up into different, different days, different weekends, different, divisions and locations and stuff like that. But yeah, I greatly hope to see Best of the Best grow each year. This year, 36 teams, $8,000 cash prize. Biggest in its history. So let's keep this growing. We want to see more teams coming out to Colorado for the Best of the Best.
Hey, can we make a two or a three-way team, guys, and win $8,000? We can make a three-way team and go out there.
There you go.
Wouldn't that be nice? I wonder if some of these teams just split that amount, or do they push it into a team fund, and what do they do with that money?
Well, and that goes back to strategy too, because what you talked about earlier about having a stacked team and wanting to make it through, the whole tournament with fresh legs and plenty of bodies to cover both sides. Well, you can stack the house and bring everybody, but yeah, that championship money obviously needs to be divided up between the whole squad.
Or you just use it for a big party.
There you go.
That's up to the squad, I guess. But
Right.
yeah.
New gear. I saw
used to do that. It's great.
STV Stop the Violence. Man, they had some
Did
gear,
they?
man. They had
STV had a
they
great
had some
game. or a
backpacks.
great
They
day.
had hats. They were well branded. Someone's funding STV. I like that.
Yeah, they look nice. They look nice too.
Yep.
Yeah, you look good, play good, right?
That's right.
They do look good.
Feel good, play good. Look good, feel good,
Once
do good.
once said by the all-time great Deion Sanders. Look good, feel good, play good. Those are facts.
Yep. John Ben chiming in. WCH needs to get there next year. John, let me know, what's WCH? I might be out of the loop on this one. Is that a team? And where are you guys from? Let me know.
go WWF, takes it down. He's throwing it down
WWF
deep.
out to
Down
the side.
to-
There
look,
you go.
and
That's a
missed the
touchdown. That's a
flagpole.
touchdown.
Get in for 6, buddy.
That was a crucial miss of a flag. He would have been at the 10-yard line. They still could have stopped him. WWF adding 6 to the board. Taking the lead now.
One thing Jesse and Corey should go ahead and write in the rule book, allow a little bit of celebration. Give these boys about 10 seconds. We want to see something fun in the end zone. Too many great plays down deep when they're just having fun. We want to see something in the end zone where they can have a little more fun.
Wait,
that would be a little fun.
are we saying TD celebrations
Yeah,
are
we'd
forbidden
love
here?
to see that. I believe so.
Okay.
I think the refs are quick to pull a flag on those
Gotcha,
ones.
Jesse. We got to talk. Man. We want to see some good
Yeah, we
quality
do.
content
Oh, yeah,
coming out. I
big
want to
time.
see I want to see some good dances out here.
We want to
man,
see that
you know?
PF3 too.
That's right.
We want to see some dances.
John, thanks for chiming back in. Windy City Hammer from Chicago. Great. Yes, please.
Hey, you
Come
guys.
on out.
Hey, you know, from Chicago, you got the black shirts.
Black shirts are doing
Black shirts.
good today.
Yeah, they are. We played them back in FFWCT
Uh-huh.
in May of last year, and in the championship game, and we lost 13-0. Great team.
If I'm not
Great
mistaken, black shirts are undefeated for the day.
Yeah,
Let's see.
they might be undefeated for the day. I wouldn't doubt it. That's a great team out of Chicago.
Yep. Pool 9, black shirts 3-0. They are on top.
Look at that. Black shirts. Good job. Great job today. Get well rested for tomorrow. How'd my Menace do?
Your Menace did pretty good.
Did they? They win their last one?
I believe they won the last one.
Okay, right on. Maybe 3-0, maybe 2-1.
Yeah, the last update I had from this pool play post that Corey said was it was a 1-0. So I think they could be 2-1 or 3-0.
Okay, all right. Well job, Menace. Good job. Get well rested as well. Get rested. Get ready for tomorrow. It's going to be a haul, and it won't be an easy one. Get well rested. Good job, Marcel. Hey, hell of a day one for Marcel. He said he was coming back from Los Angeles, I believe he said. Came back from just flew in from Los Angeles. Didn't really get acclimated to the elevation or any of the smoke. Just landed and came to the field and scored multiple touchdowns. In the
There you
first
go.
game, he scored 2 touchdowns. We saw the connection from him and Jesse. I asked him, I said, hey, Marcel, the rest of this tournament, why not build off that? You might be building a connection with Jesse that was missing in PF3.
That's right.
How'd you do it? And why not build off it? He said, I came out, had no idea that I'd do what I was supposed to do, didn't know that there was 4 seconds on my last catch. I'm going to just build on it. Me and Jesse will take care of this tournament day one.
Awesome.
And so that's exactly what they did. So shout out
good
to
to see
Marcel
that.
and Jesse. You look good, Jesse.
Honestly, man, this has been Jesse's season for sure. I know he got a little banged up during the playoffs a couple weeks ago. Playoffs for the 2020 season. Got a little banged up, and I think he had a pretty rough concussion before that in an accident, so he didn't need that. And I'm glad to see that he's doing all right and coming back sharp as ever.
Indeed.
Ron Manning, how's Texas team doing? I'm assuming you're talking about Texas versus everyone. A lot of people have been asking about Texas versus everyone today.
It's Texas versus
Yep. Like I mentioned, I think they're sitting at least 0-2, potentially 0-3, maybe 1-2.
Thanks.
That's my synopsis there. We'll find out soon enough. And like I mentioned, I would love to be able to give you guys a full rundown on what took place during today's games in each and every pool.
You guys remember too how this works is today all 36 teams are out here competing, playing just seed play, 2 to 3 games, and we started here at 9 a.m. It's about 7 o'clock here Mountain Standard Time. We're wrapping up the day and wrapping up the 2 of the last games Then we've got day 2 tomorrow, and then they head into single elimination where the brackets break into 2. You've got A division, and then you've got essentially like your B division, and the A division is where the money is at. And so a lot of these teams are out here competing hard on day 1 to get into the position to play for that money day 2. So you're seeing a lot of energy being exerted out of these teams today. And so the big question, and I keep saying get well rested, the big question is, are these teams going to be able to come back tomorrow with the same kind of energy that they had today, because they're exerting so much of that energy today to even make Sunday's bracket? And so it's going to be very interesting to see where we're at. If I think we're really lucky to have very little amount of injuries across the board from all the fields. We haven't had any serious injuries. So tomorrow we'll see how these guys take care of their bodies overnight, how they recover. Hopefully they're not out partying.
That's right.
Or do anything like that. They really can't during these times anyway.
Right.
But
save it for tomorrow, fellas.
Yeah, there's
Save
another
it for
deep
tomorrow.
throw. There's another deep throw and another deep catch.
Boy.
There's another deep throw and another deep catch, Gian.
That was a good 50-yard, 50, 60-yard completion there. Of course, though, Phantoms coming through. Sorry, WWF coming through with that quick flag grab. Stopped him from running it to another 6. Hey, I got a question. WWF, on that last touchdown, they went for maybe 1 or 2. Did they get that point? I haven't updated my score here.
This one, I believe they did not. I was not paying attention.
Cool.
I was looking over at Rockers, but I believe they did not.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, he got sacked. So, no, they did not make that.
Cool. So as of now, my best analysis of this score right now is WWF is ahead by 1. Phantoms down by 1, looking to take that lead back. They're at the WWF 20. First and goal. Dish to big man. Flag is pulled fairly quickly. Maybe got about 6 yards on that.
John, I can't wait to get into this tournament next year with my Menace. It's going to be fun. I'm going to have a blast. I haven't played football in so long. I am so excited. I'm revved up to get out here with these boys next year.
It's tough being out on an injury, and I know you got injured, and
it is.
Shoot, man, it's something that I looked at where I was at when I had my injury, my big injury last year. I decided it ain't worth it. For me, like just being in the midst of everything, and that was my first major injury. I had never had a surgery like that, and I blew out my ACL, tore my ACL, MCL, LCL, meniscus, had to get all that repaired.
Yikes.
And my quest to get back on the turf, get back on the field, was in a different manner, and this is it, Turf Talk. I wanted to be on the field for longer than an hour on a Sunday. I wanted to be on the field for 8 hours on a Sunday and be able to do, broadcast games and chime in and bring everyone some good entertainment. So, you know what? Sometimes things happen for a reason, but I have no doubt you're going to rehab and get back on the field and have some good football in your future.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm excited. Hey, look at this. Phantom back down. Phantom back down. Looks like they're in their red zone against WWF. WWF is in trouble here. None of these games are really comfortable, and there's Rockers keep getting a chance there to intercept the ball, but just can't get their hands on it. But none of these teams, you're not really comfortable when you have to play through the entire game. You know that old saying, play through the whistle. That's just the play. You got to play through the whole game. Here at Best of the Best, teams can quickly turn the tide, and all it takes is a single play.
That's right.
We've been seeing here at Phantom. It takes one
laced
play,
in the middle.
Look at that. Touchdown.
To that same big man.
Touchdown.
That's the center.
That's just put them ahead.
Yep. That was a zinger. That was a straight bullet shot through the center.
25-19.
Phantoms up now. They're advancing another 6 points.
This is extra point here. Or no, that was extra point. So that's plus 7.
You're right. So now we're sitting at Phantoms 25, WWF 19. of course, that's a estimate of the score. Just joking. But sometimes we don't have the best views down here, and as I mentioned, we gotta really get those official scores from the refs, and they're down at the other end of the field. So when they come back down on this end, we'll get that official score going for you.
You'll see a little bit later. I was catching up with Mr. Deuce.
Richardson from
Yeah,
CTS.
CTS, and I caught up with him a little bit right before they were getting ready to play their game. Said, "Hey Deuce, you guys are back out here. You're the steam for this team. What are you guys gonna do in best of the best this year?" And he said, "We got to stay consistent. We play our game. You know who CTS is. Expect to see us in the long run, and championship isn't out of far grasp for that team." So.
Yep.
We'll see how they progress in day 2. Again, get well rested.
That's
TCS.
right. I've had many conversations with Deuce as well, and every time I ask him where his head is at or what his strategy is, consistency comes up every time.
Mm-hmm.
And isn't that ironic?
Mm-hmm.
That consistency comes up
Every time
I ask him.
Yeah. Every time.
That's consistency right there.
Hey, it's a good man.
And he's got a cool head on his shoulders.
Yeah,
man.
he's a very good man.
Nothing to For a leader to have a good head on his shoulders, that's what a leader is all about.
Yeah.
Not someone who can go out there and yell at his team and get everyone, whipped into shape. It's someone who can remain cool, calm, and collected and really keep their team motivated, but also reassured that, there is a plan.
Yeah. He's doing a good job making sure his son has a good head on his shoulders. He's playing football down in Denver. I forget what high school, but he's doing a great job raising his son as an elite football player, and also being able to will the CTS, the mother of PF3, into victory after victory. And so, great job, Deuce, and that entire organization of CTS.
That's right. I think they've lost one game today, so they're at 2-1. We'll see what they can do tomorrow.
We had a new team out here, Thundercats. They're from Utah.
Okay.
Spoke with their captain. I forget his name. Maybe his name was Ray. I really forget his name.
Mm-hmm.
Tyson. If you're watching this, and when you watch this, I got it right. Tyson, I was speaking with Tyson from the Thundercats, Utah. This is their first time out here. And I said, "Hey, Tyson, what has been the biggest takeaway?" They were getting ready to head into another game. I said, "Tyson, hey, what has been the biggest takeaway so far in this tournament for your team? And what are you guys looking to get out of this tournament?" And he goes, "So far we've seen great competition, exactly what we needed for our team. A lot of these guys need to come out and see this competition, and we're here to make numbers. And if we can get ourselves into the championship, then we'll be a team that won't be gassed." And so look for the Thundercats to maybe come out day 2 and come out a little bit stronger. I don't know, but how Tyson said it was, they won't slow down in day 2. So that's a team out of Utah, Thundercats.
Excellent. And this is another part I love about national tournaments, is being able to get to know other teams from other leagues, right? Especially when they come to your hometown.
Yeah.
Very easy to get to know the teams around the nation.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm sure, when teams come and play year after year, then other teams from the hometown start to get to know them, and it becomes one of those kind of rivalry things that we've seen in PF3, which is the same teams playing year after year. Nothing's changing. It's consistent. Maybe some squad changes here and there, and then of course new teams coming in and whatnot. But as these leagues start to kind of like commingle and different tournaments start to collaborate and create affiliations with each other, now what's really exciting is you start to see teams get to know each other and get those year-over-year rivalries, especially in these nationwide tournaments. So that's really cool. I'm happy to see these leagues merge in a sense. Okay, another dish to the middle. Phantoms looking like I'd say they're a good 40 yards out from that end zone there.
We might be bold and just ask everyone to send in their predictions for tomorrow for the championship game. There's a lot of teams out here that a lot of people would say have an opportunity to get into the championship game. We saw CV Demons down at the fields down below. I spoke with Randy, their Hall of Fame and their longtime quarterback there at CV Demons. Randy, their coach who made the team, Mario Hilo, he isn't here. He wasn't able to make it into Colorado. But Randy, he might be in his 50s or 60s with the CV Demons, and I said, hey, familiar face. What do you guys want? What are you guys planning to get out of this tournament?
Yeah.
And I believe it may even be their first time in Best of the Best. And he said, look, we just won 4 championships in tournaments. We just won 4. We're looking to keep that momentum. We brought it to Colorado on purpose.
Yeah.
So we are here this year on purpose with a mission. And so look for Randy and the CV Demons to maybe potentially make a push into the late into the playoffs tomorrow.
Okay.
It'll be an interesting. We've got tons of teams that we can just go over and over about who potentially will get into that late haul in the playoffs, and it's gonna be fun tomorrow. Gonna be an interesting Sunday evening.
Excellent. Can't wait to see it.
Yeah, it's gonna be electrifying, if that's a right word for tomorrow. I think it is electrifying.
It is.
I think it is.
It is, for sure. And, of course, Phantoms up by 1 touchdown. Not a comfortable lead whatsoever. 1 ball possession can change everything.
You just always love seeing that. You always love seeing the owner and the manager of the team over here to our right, Jesse. His wife is always by his side, walking the field, making sure the cones are picked up after the games, breaking down the game film, making what she saw on the field and what she didn't see, and that's the commitment that you want to see out of a captain's spouse and anyone who's involved with flag football. You want to see that kind of relationship, just a phenomenal relationship with Lisa and Jesse there.
Indeed. And so for anyone who's watching, we want to hear from you. Let us know, who do you think is going to take it tomorrow? Who are you rooting for? Who are you looking at to win the best of the best 8?
Menace
is a good one.
Menace, it's a great one.
Chime in, let us know. Drop us a little note. You know what? I'm going to do this too, because if anyone wants to take the bait, I'm all in. We've got a phone line we can open up, which we haven't done yet, just because of the nature of what's been happening today. We got a phone line at the bottom of the screen there. If you wanted to call in and chat, you've got a number. It's my cell phone. 720-504-TURF. Give us a call. I'll loop you into this live stream right now.
Did he catch it? Yes, he did. There's another deep throw, WWF. There's a deep throw from...
Yeah, if you guys are out there, feel free to call in or drop a comment.
We've got a scuffle. We've got a scuffle on the field.
Oh, and I actually saw some punches being thrown.
We've got a scuffle
That's
with the
not
Rockers.
good.
With the Rockers and Cali Coalition, we've got a scuffle.
Yeah, we can't have that. You know what? The refs need to jump on that a little bit quicker, because we need to put a stop to that.
So if they didn't see it, if they didn't see the play though, so what happened is Pat made a throw in the middle of the field. It was intercepted by Cali Coalition. He took the ball, he stood there, caught it, held it up in the air. He stood there, flipped it. It was a legal lateral. And then what he did is, as that player came down running on the sideline, there was another Cali Coalition here waiting for him. And then as soon as he turned his back to go make that flag pull against one of the Cali Coalition runners who intercepted the ball inevitably, he went in and he crack blocked him.
Wow.
And he laid him out. And so that's why you saw number 5 run onto the field and go ahead and charge that Cali Coalition's player there. Not to say that that's okay, but we did see a defense of one of his teammates there in the Rockers. So you're going to see that, kind of like I said, we're late in the game or late in the day. These guys are a little bit tired. We're prone to see the attitude like that come out, but that's just sticking up for your teammate there. I don't think anything was egregious there. He was just sticking up for his teammate.
Gotcha. Well, what we've got now, we've got a caller, and let's try to loop the caller in. Caller, are you there? Caller, can you hear me?
Yes, I am.
Hi there. Who are we speaking with?
Tina Johnson.
Tina? Tina,
Tina,
nice
yes.
nice to meet you, and thanks for calling in. Where are you calling
Tina.
from?
Las Vegas, Nevada.
Vegas. All right. So what brought you over to Turf Talk and Best of the Best Live?
I have 3 boys on the WWF right now.
Very cool. Oh, that's so awesome. I'm glad you're able to chime in and watch. Are you here in Colorado, or are you calling from Nevada?
I'm watching the video, but I'm trying to watch it, but it's not focused right.
Oh.
And I couldn't get you guys to focus it.
Oh, no. How is it looking now? Because
Call
it
in,
looks
let us
okay
know.
from my side.
No.
Nope. I'm sorry. Well, you
Okay,
know
let's
what? If anyone else out there is having problems viewing, please chime in. Let us know. Let me know if there's some sort of lag or buffering or blurriness going on. I assure you, Tina, on our end, everything is looking great. But that's not to say that the live stream isn't coming through great on your end. And that's really cool that you're calling in and chiming in. And I can't believe you have, did you say 3?
Yeah, Tina, tell us a little bit. Tell us who those players are out on the field.
I have William Johnson, Ronald, and Nick McCullen.
Okay, and what was your relation to all
Ronald's
three?
on the field right now.
Okay.
I'm sorry?
No, you said those were who? That's just your family or your
William is my son,
son?
and
Okay.
then the other 2 are one of his best friends and roommates, and they're my other football boys.
Okay, we'll make sure to let them know that you say hi.
That's so cool.
Okay.
Rooting from Vegas. Hey, I've got a question for you, Tina. Hey, WWF, they're from Vegas. I would assume. What kind of league or what kind of if you watch them play locally, is this their team, or are they traveling with picks and pieces from other teams?
Well, I know those 3 boys are from Vegas. The rest, I don't know if they are from Vegas or not.
Okay.
I know they practice here, so
Boom.
I'm assuming so.
And touchdown. Sorry, Tina. We just got a touchdown here to the back of the end zone. An incredible catch. WWF.
Back in it.
All right.
Tina, thank you so much for
Yay.
calling. We're gonna keep live feeding. Others are chiming in saying that there's nothing wrong with the live stream here. So must be a connection part on your side. I hope you can get that fixed and chime in tomorrow. We're gonna be live streaming tomorrow. I hope I get to live stream some of the WWF games for you.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. You have a good evening.
You too. Bye.
Bye. So how cool is that, guys? People get to call in and chat with us live as the stream is going down. If anyone else wants to, the line is open. Going for 2.
So it looks like
Boom! WWF pulls ahead by 2. Score is 27-25. WWF in the lead.
Looks like they called the game over there with Cali Coalition and Rockers. They called it because of the incident. So no more game over there.
Interesting.
That game's over. That's all it takes.
Yeah, they're still beefing, and unfortunately that puts a damper on the entire tournament. Well, at least for those
that
teams.
game, yeah.
For those teams,
Yeah.
that puts a damper on their whole tournament. I don't know what the implications are going to be, but
You can see them discussing it
it's
right
not
now.
going to be good.
Yeah, they'll have to figure out how they're going to operate in day 2. We know that in the past, a couple of teams got into a scuffle. They've been disqualified, but I don't necessarily know if that would register as the same disqualification.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, you see them still over there talking about it. Now they're getting ready to separate them. All right, we've got a tough one. We've got a close one. We're in the second half here, 27-25. Here we go, Phantom. Let's see if they can get down the field. Let's see. We are live here at Turf Talk TV from Loveland Sports Park in Loveland, Colorado. Tough day out here. A lot of smoke, a little hazy. It's settling in, that's for sure. But these guys, like I said, I commend them. They come out here with grit. They didn't allow the smoke to be the difference between winning and losing. They did not make that excuse. Everyone that I talked to said, we're going to win. We're not even using this, or this isn't even going to be a distraction. So, we are going to have an interesting next day of football, but we are definitely going to have more smoke. So,
yes, indeed.
Everyone, just put your goggles on and get ready to play some football tomorrow.
Bring that.
My eyes hurt.
Bring that
I don't
O2.
know.
Bring
My
that
eyes
O2.
hurt. I've been putting in eye drops almost all day. My eyes have just been burning, but I'm wearing contacts, so
Yep.
it's just I don't know how some of these guys though are just playing in this smoke. Man, good for them. Good for them. It's grit.
There you go.
It's grit.
Back to grit. All right, so we got about 50 viewers on the live stream right now.
Thank you
for chiming in.
Yes,
and tomorrow,
indeed.
if you want to see
Indeed.
when we're going live, we're not planning that out right now. It all depends on how things go tomorrow morning.
We planned on it at night today.
100%. We had some issues setting up, getting the technology to go right and get all the right pieces in place, plus the wind and all that type of stuff. So nothing's guaranteed for tomorrow. If you want to follow along, go to our Facebook page, give us a follow. You'll be notified of when we go live. So all you got to do is just follow us. Whenever we do go live, you'll see it. Same thing with Twitter. If you're on Twitter, some are, some aren't, go to our Twitter, give us a follow. We're live streaming there as well. Turf Talk TV on YouTube. We're also live streaming on YouTube. So right now we're concurrently streaming to all three. And of course, we are on Instagram. We are not live streaming to Instagram right now. I've heard there's some issues with live streaming to Instagram unless you're live streaming directly from Instagram. So for that reason, we're kind of staying away. I heard they punish you if you try to pump to too many different outlets. So we'll figure that out. But either way, give us a follow on Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube.
Subscribe on YouTube. Subscribe.
You're going to be notified right away of when we go live. So do that if you want to see the championship game tomorrow and, of course, the rest of the day progress. So, as always, thank you for watching. Looks like WWF pulled ahead. I don't know if 27-25 is the exact score, but
Game over.
I'm pretty confident WWF ran away with it. So that would conclude all of the games for today's Best of the Best 8 live session here on Turf Talk TV. Couldn't be happier that you guys are still with us and that we're still out here feeding you the live stream.
I got to say hi to my captain. I'll be right back.
And Mark Newton Jr., the broadcast is legit. I greatly appreciate that comment because we've had some speed bumps along the way. It's not easy to be out here in the middle of a field with no power. We're running off of an electric generator. We've got tents, we've got equipment, we've got microphones, we've got audio switchers, video switchers, laptops, the whole nine, different cameras. It's hard to set this stuff up, and you know what? It's coming together. So we're happy we're still going. We're happy you're still watching. Please chime in tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And Vigil fam, you're always so grateful, and I appreciate all the comments, so thank you. Well, Jahar, that's pretty fun, huh? We're having a good time. And, Jahar here, I've been wanting to get Jahar on as my co-host for quite some time, and we're finally able to do it here up in Loveland. We're basically in Jahar's hometown. He's in Fort Collins, Colorado. It's a good hour and 15 away from Denver. So, when I was doing the live broadcasts and stuff down in Denver for the PF3 2020 summer league. I was just putting stuff together, and Jahar was one of the first people that stuck into my mind of like, this would be a great co-host. This is someone who loves football, loves flag football, loves the game, loves to talk, loves to just chat it up and feed you all that drip of information on what he knows, what research he's done on these guys and these teams, and I greatly appreciate it.
Yeah,
man.
absolutely, John.
It's
You're
so
welcome.
cool, so cool.
I love it, man. I love it.
Yep.
I love to be out here.
So everyone, Jahar will be with me tomorrow, hosting Best of the Best 8 live, day 2, championship day. Let's go.
What a great first day. A lot of teams we just saw wrapped up that last game. It's been, you look at a lot of these games, that game was counted by 2. I know a game that CTS played, maybe even against the Huskers, maybe another team. It came down to the wire as well, and I think they did play CTS, but it came down to about 2 points as well. So we're seeing games kind of have an average gap of anywhere from about 2 to 7 points. Yep. And when we do see the higher separation in the points, we see obvious reasons why. We see teams either one sideline isn't meeting the depth of the other sideline, or just simply the talent. And so a lot of these games, though, my point is a lot of these teams that we're seeing that have those close numbers we're going to be seeing a lot of those teams come out tomorrow, get ready for game 2 for day 2, championship Sunday, and we may see a tough game. Jesse just walked by and said they tied against Sikwit 12-12. That's 2 touchdowns each. And so those are 2 good teams. So it tells you that defense is doing their job. Offense is going down the field, finding the end zone. And so tomorrow we're going to get ourselves back in a position where we're seeing those teams go head to head, the best of the best teams in that 8-man division in the A-League. And we'll see kind of where we go with it, because those teams, particular CTS, Huskers, Menace, Cali Coalition, GU, some of the other teams that I may not mention that are here, EA Strays, Black Shirts went 3-0 as well. Mm-hmm. They're probably a team that a lot of people slept on too. But we're going to see some really, really good games tomorrow. And I just hope that we're able to catch as many as we can, and they're playing on that side so we can also have it for our viewers. But man, that to end it off on 2 points, that just goes to show you how incredible all day today has been, and what these teams are going to be able to do tomorrow. Like I said, is going to be, resting today, not doing anything crazy, getting ready for day 2 in the morning, first thing at 9 a.m.
Awesome. And last but not least, Ferris chiming in saying, who we got tomorrow? Who do we have tomorrow taking this tourney?
Oh.
Yeah, who do we think is going to win this?
Oh, well, you guys already know who I said. But hey, I spoke with the Husker. I spoke with all the teams, and they all feel the same way. So it's really tough for me to say some of those teams won't make it to the championship, but we are going to see an incredible day of flag football tomorrow. Really, it's up in the air. Any of these teams can make it tomorrow. Today was day 1. They wrapped it up. We'll see. I'm saying Menace, but I know there's 22 teams here from out of state. That leaves only 12 here that are from in-state. So I know that they're going to try to knock them off and make sure that the Colorado teams don't meet in the championship as they do every year. They seem to just want to make sure that the Colorado teams don't make it into the championship. But we'll see kind of tomorrow where some of these games go, because it's hard to predict them based on day 1.
My answer, I'm not going to give a Colorado team. You know why?
Gian.
Well, no. Here's the deal. I've got love for all my Colorado teams, but we follow along with them quite often. And as you mentioned, you got 22 teams. The teams that are from out of state far outweigh the teams that are in state. And just based on what I'm seeing out there from different people playing and different team cohesion and stuff like that, I'd really like to see and I'm not saying that these guys are going to, win and take it all and beat some of our hometown Colorado teams or anything like that.
Who are you saying, Gino?
I'd really like to see main event. I haven't been able to see them today, but they're doing really well.
They're out of New York, the main event out of New York.
Yep.
They're doing well.
I believe they are. Black shirts. Black shirts. Okay, we know that the black shirts are a heavy hitter squad. So, you know, when it comes down to it, black shirts, Playboy bunnies, STV. I think STV went 3-0 today. So, you know, when it comes down to it, pay attention to them.
Yeah, they out of state love. I don't agree with that. I think that these guys, I think, you know, main event. I don't know a lot about them. STV, yes, I agree with you. They're gonna give all of these teams a run for their money. The thing is, we haven't seen these teams. We haven't seen what it
Right.
We haven't seen a single elimination that just cut out.
It did. Power seems to have been killed on our audio, but check this out. We're still here on the laptop. It's still going. So anyway, guys, it's been real. It's been fun. Thank you for chiming in. Rich, you're right. Huskers are going to win it tomorrow, period. Yeah, I have no doubt in the Husker team.
That's what they said.
Let's see about Huskers. Let's see about Menace. Let's see about Black Shirts. Let's see about Main Event. I'd like to see all these teams come through with some crazy games tomorrow. So, everybody, thanks for still watching. We'll see you tomorrow, okay?
We'll see you tomorrow.